Jump into it. Matter of fact, let's start with the crypto bubbles. On the day, we have a lot of red going around the market. Bitcoin is coming down. A lot of the top altcoins that had massive rallies over the past week or so are coming down. We do have some outliers, of course, as always, but for the most part, the overall market is looking down. And as the market goes down, Bitcoin dominance goes up. And this is what we don't want to see if we are at altcoins. But like I say, what goes up must come down eventually at some point. Some coins are holding up fairly strong. We're going to look at Bitcoin. We're going to look at Ethereum, Solana, and XRP, as those are the four top coins that I am keeping my eye on for this cycle. And of course, we're going to look at some of the smaller cap coins. But right now, Bitcoin dominance has bounced from our level at about 60% and a half, 60.5%. So we got a low. Now we created a lower high, and now it seems like we may be trying to get back up to that 63% level. And then once we get back up here, if we get back up here, we'll see if we can inevitably get back in our channel and have Bitcoin dominance go to our target at about 67 to 68%. I'm not sure if that will happen. Maybe we'll do something like this. Maybe we'll continue to go up, get rejected here, and then fall down going into alt season, going into my thesis as the end of Q3, going into Q4 when we get our massive rally. But we don't try to predict, we react, and we do use Bitcoin dominance to gauge the sentiment of the altcoin. So let's look at Bitcoin right now. Let's go to the hourly so we can get a little bit more information. So right now, Bitcoin has a few levels that I've been looking at. So I've been looking at these levels over the past week or so as it's been forming these lower highs from our 123.368K level. We had a massive down move down to about 15,777. Got back up, came up. So this $120,000 area is the area that we've really been having a hard time with. We've really been having a hard time with that. So if we, or until we can get back above there, hold that, we can't even look for all-time highs. Our all-time high watch is 125 to 130, somewhere in this area up here. But like I said, until we break that 120K level, we don't have anything to go off of. We don't have anything to look at. We do have something that I want to talk about, and that's this 116.3 to 116.5K level. This is the level that we've been touching. This has been holding. It's been holding. It's been holding. But you know, the more times we touch an area, the more likelihood that we will break through it. And if we break through it, we didn't really have any structure in this area here from our all-time high of a couple weeks ago at about 112. So if we break down from here, well, we're right here. If we break down from here, I think we'll make a quick move down to this 112K area. And this is what I really want to hold. I really want to hold this area because I think if we lose that, then 100K could possibly come going into our bearish theses of the end, well, August going into September. And we know September is usually a bearish time in the markets. The last couple Septembers, it hasn't been too bad. But overall, September is usually a more bearish time in the markets. So we want to be cognitive of history and cognitive of that. So let's go to this chart, this Bitcoin chart. We just have a range that I've been looking at, and this is on the hourly time frame. This range we've been holding over the past, let's say, since the 15th. So we came down. Really, we got in the range on the 10th. Broke above it. We can call this a small, or not a small, a pretty big deviation coming back into our range and then forming our range from 116.3 going up to, we'll say, about 120K. So right now we are kind of in no man's land. I mean, you could take a trade if we come back down to this 116 area and ride it back here. You can take a short coming back down here. But really, I would look for something, a breakout. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me go back. I would be looking for some sort of a breakout of this range for a move. And I think it would be a very big move to the upside or the downside. So I'll be looking for, like I said, hold that 120, going up to 125, 130, losing this 116, going down to that 112K range or that 112K level. If we break out here and get to 125, that would be a close to a 5% move. And if we broke down, this would be close to a 4% move. So not really too significant, but definitely if you are a trader, you can make some good profits off either move. And I'm trading over on BYDFI. I have some amazing amazing incentives to come over there and trade. And I'm also trading over on Bitunix, and I'm also a $100,000 profit breakout prop firm trader. So I do have links in the description if you guys want to come over there. Ethereum. This is what we're looking for Ethereum. So we lost our uptrend. We started this uptrend coming back on the 15th, 16th of July. We've been riding it, hitting it perfectly, lost it, breakdown, retest. I would look for an area, that 35K area. I mean, that $3,500 area, which has acted as major support resistance level for a minute, going all the way back to the end of November 2024, and also going back, if we go back to the macro, going back to the 2021. There we go. Can't talk this morning. I had too much coffee. My brain is moving a little bit fast. So this $3,500 level will be an area that I will be looking for. So for some sort of reaction for some traders. So if you're looking for a trade, be looking out for this area to have a significant move here. I don't think we're just going to slice right through it. I don't think it'll be something like we just come here and just slice right through it, going back down to 2,800. But those are the two levels that you want to look at. If we start to get very bearish, rather, I will be looking for buys here, and I will be looking for buys at 2,500. I don't know if we're going to get back down here, but who knows? It's crypto. Who knows what could happen? We do have the August 1st tariff news coming out. So we're going to make a dedicated video, a dedicated bearish video. I'm sorry, just a bearish case scenario if things do start to play out to the bear side going into August and September. So we'll be prepared. We'll have the cool kids prepared. But what I do want to see for a trade, I would love to come back down to this $3,500 level, maybe do some sort of a swing failure pattern a little bit below, coming down to maybe like 34.5, 3,450 rather, then reclaiming, coming back up and making our way back to this 4K level, trying to get back above there, and then trying to go to new all-time highs. So really be looking out for those two levels. I don't want to get too bearish yet. Like I said, I have a bearish video coming out, and it's not really bearish. It's just in crypto. If you're new to crypto, we have massive moves, euphoria sets in, but you still want to be cautious, and you still want to be cognitive of pullbacks. And pullbacks can be very, very massive, especially in altcoins. So we're gonna keep our eye out on that. And like I said, make sure you like and subscribe, because we will have a video talking about why I can see a potential massive down move before we get our last hurrah going into Q3, Q4. So make sure you guys stay tuned to that. Make sure you hit all bell notifications. Ethereum, be watching out for that $3,500 level. If we lose that, I'll be looking for somewhere around that $2,800 level for Ethereum. XRP is coming off a massive move, up to all-time highs. So I want to be looking out. We also lost a nice little uptrend that we were in, losing this level, coming in at about $3.36 to $3.40. So the next area of interest, if we get this massive sell-off that we're getting, and even if it's not a massive sell-off, but if it's a sell-off in Bitcoin, and if Bitcoin dominance continues to go higher, like we saw, or like it's going right now, and Bitcoin continues to go down, Bitcoin dominance goes up, altcoins are going to bleed even harder. So I will be looking for a beautiful entry if I want to get some cheaper XRP at about $3. So if you want to try to take a trade from there, seeing how the market is, as long as we don't have some catastrophic news coming in, I'll be looking for $3 to come in if we continue to sell off for XRP. But sometimes we get things like this, and then it's just a deviation. We hold this and we continue our path forward. So it's just a matter of waiting and seeing what the market is going to do, what the market is going to, how the market is going to react. We could do something like that to keep going back down, like I said, to our target at about $3. If we lose $3, I don't even want to go. I don't even want to talk about losing $3. Not in this video. We just want to be cognitive, like I said, of what's going on. We have our all-time high ceiling, our all-time high resistance. So if we can get back above here, if we do come down $3, get back above here, we'll still have this heavy resistance coming in at about $3.65. We break that, $10 to $4.20 will be coming fast. So I update the community pretty much every day, and I pretty much put a video out on YouTube every day. So if you can't keep up, if you can't keep tabs on the market like I do, make sure you like and subscribe, and I will keep you updated. And you make your own decisions, because this is not financial advice. If you get wrecked, it's not my fault. I do the best that I can, but I get wrecked too. I just got liquidated last week on an Aave trade. But it was only like $500. I had like a 20x leverage $500 position on Aave. The market reversed a little bit and I got liquidated. So it was just a little, I was gambling a little bit. So I don't really preach doing things like that, but sometimes you get lucky and sometimes you get some good moves. Luckily. Lastly, I want to talk about Solana. And Solana, man, I thought Solana was going to have a nice run to at least 250. But like I said, we cannot predict what the market does. We can only react to what the market does and be prepared to what the market does. So right now we are at 190. We have a significant support resistance level coming in at 185. And I will be teaching my R3 or 3R. I'm not sure what I want to call it yet, but it's a retest, reclaim, retest, react. That's my strategy that I pretty much use. I also use volume profiles, and I use patterns. I use volume profile. I use like I said, I use my reclaim strategy. It's a few things that I'm going to start teaching my community. How I trade, how I keep it simple. Keep it simple, stupid. I don't use all those indicators for the most part. I don't use all those mathematical equations, mathematical problems. I stick to my strategy, and I stick to my plan and plan. What's the word? What's the term that I use? I plan my trade and I trade my plan. That's what I do when it comes to trading. When it comes to investing, I think the market does what I think the market's going to do. All of this stuff is going to be cheaper in the grand scheme of things going into Q4. But Solana right now is coming back to approach our 190 to one. Well, we want to look for 185. I think 185 will be a very pivotal level to see how we react. We have all this back here in July 2024. Just so much price action at this $185 level. So we want to be looking at this area for some sort of reaction. Even if we lose it, we're going to have some sort of reaction before we get our continuation. So if we come down here, we'll get some sort of reaction, possibly a lower high, and then we'll continue to roll over. It'll, some of a lower high coming here. But we're going to get some reaction at 185 if we continue to come down. So be alert for that. Longer term, I'll be looking for Solana we need to reclaim this 200, really 205. We get past 205. Even if you don't want to take a trade right now, my best case scenarios for a trade would be a break of 205. So you can miss all of this, trying to figure out what it's going to do. But if we get above this 205 level, if we get above 205, I think 300 is coming very quick. 260, that's all-time high level, but I think we're going to slice past that, going upwards to our cool zone at about 300, 290 to $300. Because if this happens, if this 205 level breaks, this means the market is back in full bull. The market euphoria is back, and I think a strong move will come after Bitcoin gets to a new all-time high, after Ethereum started breaking all-time highs, and we get some of that liquidity flowing into some of the top tier alts, and Solana will probably get the brute of that beginning liquidity coming from coming from Bitcoin and then Ethereum, going into Solana and different coins like that. So it's just a quick update for the community. Happy, what's today? Wednesday. Let's plan our trades and trade our plans. Make sure you guys are tuned in, locked in, no days off. This next 6 months, like I said, is going to be life-changing if you let it, if you are prepared. And like I said, I'll be here every step of the way. Come on over to the Telegram, the Cool Kids Alpha Club. We will be over there putting in trade setups, real-time thoughts, real-time analysis, some jokes from time to time. Discord will be live by the end of the month. I keep saying that, but I want to make it perfect, and I want to make it a community of like-minded individuals where we have fun and we help each other, and we just try to get rich together. That's pretty much what I'm trying to do. Show you the way. And, sometimes people show me the way. That's not KOLs. I hate calling myself a KOL, but this is what it is. So we help each other in this community, the Cool Kids Alpha Club, and we're just trying to change the trajectory of our lives. So this is FD White. I'll talk to you guys in a minute. Have fun. Peace.